Dear soul, there's something you need to know, something that might change the way you see everything you've experienced so far. The angels have asked me to tell you that there's someone who, even without words, without explicit gestures, has been watching your every move, every smile and every tear. This person, who has remained silent until now, carries within their chest an untold story, hidden feelings that have been repressed for a long time. But today, they are about to reveal what they have always hidden. Have you ever wondered why, sometimes, you feel an invisible presence around you? As if someone were accompanying you, even from a distance, in silence. Know that this feeling is real. There is someone who watches you, not with indifference, but with a deep gaze, filled with admiration, affection, and even a love that you might have never imagined. For a long time, this person didn't know how to approach you. They preferred silence, thinking it would be safer, less painful. In every casual encounter, in every word exchanged, they hid a part of themselves, fearing that if they revealed their feelings, they might lose you or destroy what was between you. But what they didn't realize is that by hiding their feelings, they built a wall between you two. A wall that is now about to crumble. Spirituality shows that this person has been with you in thought, in the moments when you believed you were alone. They knew of your weariness, felt your sadness, admired your strength to carry on even when everything seemed too difficult. They never stopped seeing who you truly are. A woman of light who, even with scars, refuses to fade away. And perhaps it is precisely this that has awakened this person the most. Your silent strength, your ability to be reborn with each difficulty, to carry on even without guarantees. This person did not remain indifferent to your path. Quite the opposite. They have been observing everything, wishing in silence to be part of your world in a way they didn't know how to do. Have you noticed that certain coincidences in your life are not mere coincidences? That some encounters, glances, or even silences carry a greater weight than you imagined? Well, what is about to happen is exactly that. One of those coincidences that, in fact, have always been signs of what is to come, and what I'm about to reveal to you next might change everything. This person is about to break the silence. They are gathering, little by little, the courage they never had. The angels show that their heart beats fast, that there are nights when they can't sleep, imagining how it will be to tell you what they have always hidden. It's not easy for them. The fear, the apprehension of being rejected or misunderstood are still big barriers. But now, for the first time, love is greater than fear. Before continuing the message, write in the comments this mantra: I deserve prosperity, and I am a magnet for abundance. Now, continuing the message, this mantra is not just an invitation to material prosperity, but also to effective, emotional prosperity. The abundance that the angels desire for you goes far beyond tangible things. It's about a life full of sincere relationships, real affections and loves that allow themselves to be lived without masks. And that's exactly what's happening. A relationship that until now has been hidden is heading towards a different outcome. An outcome where the truth, even if it scares, will be the bridge to a new possibility. But I want you to pause for a second and think, are you prepared to hear this truth? Are you open to welcoming this person with all that they carry? Because the decision they are about to make will not be simple. They will expose their vulnerabilities, confess feelings they have kept for too long, and may, for the first time, show who they really are. And here is the most important point. Not always are silent people cold or indifferent. Often, silence is the way they find to protect themselves from the pain that love can bring. This person who has been watching you for so long has learned to keep quiet, thinking that this way they would stay safe. But now they have realized that the greatest risk is precisely to continue in silence and lose you forever. The angels show that their presence in your life was not by chance. that this cycle, which is approaching its end, was carefully aligned by spirituality so that you could be ready today to receive this revelation. But that's not all. There's something even deeper happening. This person doesn't just want to reveal themselves, they want to change everything. They want to step out of the role of spectator in your life and become an active part of it. They want to build with you, live by your side, share not only the easy moments, but also the challenges. And the big question is, will you allow it? Will you make room for this approach? The angels say yes, you are ready, because the woman you are today, with all your strength and wisdom, knows that you deserve sincere relationships, loves that don't need to hide behind masks or silences. And the most beautiful part of this revelation is to realize that you have never been alone. Even on the toughest days, when you thought no one cared, this person was there. In silence, yes, but with a heart that beat for you. Now, the time of silence is coming to an end. Soon, this person will make the decision they have been postponing for so long, and when that happens, everything could change. Want to know what else is to come? Then tell me, did you like this first block? Do you want me to proceed to block 2, or would you like me to make any adjustments? Dear soul, now that you know this person is about to break the silence, I want to guide you even deeper into this scenario that is unfolding around you, often invisibly to the eyes, but clearly perceptible to the heart. What this person is going to reveal to you is not just a hidden feeling, it's a truth that they themselves took a long time to accept. The most impressive thing is that all this time they convinced themselves that silence was the best choice. Perhaps they believed that if they didn't show what they felt, they could control their own feelings and thus avoid the risk of getting hurt. However, what they didn't count on is that, as days went by, what seemed like control would turn into a suffocating weight. This is the moment when the angels come into play again. They show me that this person's heart is in conflict. On one side, the fear that has always paralyzed them. On the other, an urgent desire to let everything out, like someone who can no longer bear such a heavy burden. And perhaps you're wondering, why did they take so long? Why did they choose to hide when they could have approached you so long ago? Dear soul, the answer is simpler and at the same time more painful than it seems. This person thought they weren't enough. They watched you, admired your strength, your ability to move forward, even on tough days, and deep down, doubted they could be worthy of the extraordinary woman you are. The angels show me vivid images of moments when you two were in the same environment, but they, dominated by fear, preferred to remain silent. Maybe you interpreted this silence as coldness or disinterest, but it wasn't that. It was just a clumsy attempt to protect themselves from a love that to them seemed too big. Now, before we continue this message, write in the comments, 222, everything is happening as planned, to claim. This number carries immense spiritual power. It means that even the things that seem confusing or delayed are exactly as they need to be. And the angels want you to know this situation, with all its complexity, is being guided with wisdom by spirituality and more. If this message has touched your heart so far, if you felt it was made for you, consider making a donation through the Worth It button. This gesture helps maintain this work of light and love, allowing more messages like this to reach those who need them. Now, continuing the message, this person who silently observes you is going through a moment of deep transformation. What they will reveal to you soon is not just an "I like you," it's an "I haven't been able to stop thinking about you since we drifted apart," or perhaps "I never knew how to say it, but I've always loved you." And this is where the angels ask me to tell you something very important. Be prepared to welcome, but not to carry. This person's life, until now, has been marked by many emotional blockages. They grew up learning that showing feelings is a sign of weakness, that demonstrating affection can be an invitation to pain. That's why they kept everything inside. And this everything now wants to come out all at once, like a river breaking through a dam. And while it's moving to imagine this scene, it's also necessary for you to know. You don't need to be their emotional support. You don't need to carry the weight of the pain they've accumulated. Your role, dear soul, is to be who you've always been: sincere, open, but also firm, knowing how to protect your peace. The angels show me that over time you've learned to put yourself first. It wasn't easy. You had to deal with absences, doubts, the anguish of not understanding why someone who seemed so present was also so distant. But each of these experiences shaped you into the woman you are today, aware of your worth and, above all, willing not to accept less than you deserve. And it's this new version of you that will now hear this long-awaited confession. The most beautiful thing about all this is realizing that true love is not the one that never fears, but the one that, despite the fear, chooses to reveal itself. And this person is reaching that point. They can no longer bear to keep what they feel inside. The days have become too long, the nights filled with thoughts they can't silence, and every memory of you only reinforces the certainty that they need to act, need to speak, need finally to show you who they really are, without masks, without walls, without subterfuge. But beware, this revelation may come in an unexpected way. It could be in a casual encounter, an unexpected message, or even a phone call where their voice may waver. But still, they will speak. The angels want you to be prepared, but not anxious. Because when this moment comes, you will know. Your heart will recognize the tone, the intensity, the truth behind every word. And perhaps you will cry, not out of sadness, but out of relief, because finally everything that was always intuition will be confirmed. But that's not all. There's something even more intense in this movement. This revelation will bring about a change not only in their life, but also in yours. You will start to see this person from a new perspective, perceive nuances that silence once hid. And more than that, you will perceive the strength in someone who, even having every reason to remain silent, chooses to speak. Dear soul, take a deep breath. What's to come is an invitation from life for you to decide. Do you want to welcome this story, live this new phase, or prefer to follow other paths? The angels say that whatever your choice, it will be blessed, for you have already learned to listen to yourself, respect yourself, and love yourself. But before, the angels ask that you be open to truly listen to what this person has to say, for there is, in this silence that lasted so long, a truth that can change everything. Want to know what else she will reveal? Dear soul, now that you know this person is about to break the silence and that their revelation will be intense and transformative, I want to take you even deeper into this scenario so you can fully and serenely understand what's at stake. The angels show me that this person has been living a silent battle within themselves. It's not just about romantic feelings kept hidden, but a series of emotions that have accumulated, been stifled, neglected over time, perhaps due to the difficulty of dealing with their own fear, perhaps due to the feeling that they wouldn't be understood or welcomed by you. And the most curious thing about all this is that, although they tried to appear indifferent, to go on with life as if nothing was happening, they couldn't escape from you. You became a living presence in their memory, in their thoughts, and even in their daily decisions. Simple things like listening to a song, passing by a place, seeing a situation, inevitably led this person to remember you. But they chose to remain silent, thinking that time would be able to erase or at least soften this feeling. However, the angels say that true love doesn't fade away. It transforms, matures, but remains. And that is exactly the revelation that is about to happen. This person is going to confess to you that they never could forget you. Before continuing the message, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, take the opportunity to subscribe. This helps us continue creating meaningful content for you. Now, continuing the message, this movement of revelation that is coming carries not only the strength of a guarded love, but also the weight of regrets, missed opportunities, words that got stuck in the throat. And perhaps at this moment you wonder, why now? Why does this person, after so long, choose precisely now to say what they've always hidden? The answer the angels give me is clear, because now you are ready. Yes, dear soul. Before, perhaps, you weren't ready to hear everything this person had to say. Maybe you still didn't have clarity about what you really wanted or didn't know how to deal with the emotions that this revelation would bring. But today, you are a different woman, more mature, more secure in yourself, more aware of what you want and mainly of what you don't want. And that is exactly why the universe aligned this moment to happen now. Spirituality knows the right time for all things, and even though sometimes our anxiety wants to hurry or understand the processes, there is a greater intelligence that coordinates everything, and it is acting here in this situation. And there is a detail that the angels ask me to share with you. This revelation may not come in words as well organized as you might expect. This person may get emotional, may stumble, may even say disconnected things or seem confused. But pay attention to the look, the tone of voice, the energy they will transmit. There in the subtext will be the truth, the love that never died, and along with this love, apologies will also come. The angels show that this person carries guilt for having remained silent, for having let you go, for having made you believe that you weren't loved. And although you shouldn't carry this guilt with them, it's important that you understand. This feeling is sincere, it's deep, and it's part of this healing process that now begins for both of you. Before moving on, I want you to take a deep breath. Imagine for a moment hearing this person tell you, "I always loved you, but I was afraid." How would you feel? Perhaps a mix of relief, pain, satisfaction, confusion. And all of this is absolutely natural. The angels show me that you will indeed have moments of great emotion when this revelation happens, but they also reinforce you will be supported, guided, and strengthened by spirituality in every moment of this process. And there's another gift from the angels for you now. They are sending you a special sign. Your lucky number for today is 7. Write in the comments, "I receive the energy of the angels." My lucky number is 7, and I am blessed. I send love and protection to the person I really like and love. If this message touched your heart, show your support with a thanks a lot, and help spread this message of light to other people who need it. Now, back to the message. This revelation that is coming will not only be a relief for this person, it will be, above all, a liberation for you, because for a long time you carried doubts, insecurities, perhaps even questioned if you were worthy of love, if you had done something wrong, if you should have acted differently. And the angels ask me to tell you, with all my strength, no, you did nothing wrong. Everything happened as it needed to happen. This person's silence was not your fault. It was, indeed, their choice, based on the fears and limitations they themselves had not yet overcome. But now, with this revelation, you will have the opportunity to free yourself from these doubts, these guilts, these unnecessary burdens. And more than that, you will have the chance to decide with clarity and maturity what you want for yourself from now on. Because although this confession is an act of courage and deserves to be welcomed, you have total freedom to choose whether or not you want to resume this connection, whether you want to give this love another chance or go on with your life in another way. The angels show me that, whatever your choice, it will be a path of peace, growth, and deep personal fulfillment. Dear soul, the most important thing is that you are ready. And it is this readiness that is opening the doors for what was hidden, kept and silent to now come to light, with strength, with truth, with love. But that's not all. There is another revelation that this person holds. Do you want to know what else they will confess? Dear soul, now that we have understood the magnitude of the revelation that this person is about to make, the angels ask me to deepen the understanding of what they silently carried for so long. This person will not only reveal that they have always loved you, but also that, throughout all this time, you were their reference for everything. Even in silence, even distant, even hidden behind a facade of indifference, they watched you grow, change, overcome difficulties, and build a life that perhaps deep down they themselves wished to be a part of. And what you may not know is that, many times, they almost reached out to you. There were nights when they wrote messages and deleted them before sending, days when they wanted to call you, but their hand froze, dominated by fear. Situations where they passed by you, so close, but preferred to pretend they didn't see you just to avoid the risk of not being well received. This was the great torment of this person. The love they felt pushed them to want to be close, but the fear of being rejected or not being able to match your greatness made them retreat. And the most curious thing, dear soul, is that many times you may have noticed these signs and wondered, why don't they just speak? Why don't they take action? Now you understand, they couldn't, and they couldn't because they didn't feel capable of offering you what they thought you deserved. But now, after so much time, their anguish has turned into urgency. The silence, which once seemed comfortable, now suffocates them. The fear, which once seemed prudent, now paralyzes them. And the longing, which they tried to deny, now turns into a visceral need to tell you, I have always been here, I have always watched you, and I have always loved you. The angels show me that this revelation will come with a request. They will ask you for a chance. Not necessarily a chance to start over from the same point, but a chance to at least show you who she truly is, without masks, without armor, without games. And here, dear soul, comes a very delicate moment. You will have in your hands the power to decide whether or not you want to open this door. That's why the angels ask me to guide you now to a very special exercise. Write in the comments a list of people, including yourself, that you would like to forgive. Visualize each one of them, send love and say, I forgive you and I set you free. May peace be with you. Feel the lightness and freedom that forgiveness brings. Repeat this practice every day to strengthen your inner peace and release anxiety. This exercise will be fundamental for you at this moment, because although the revelation that this person is going to make may be beautiful and transformative, it will also bring to the surface old wounds, hidden resentments, feelings that perhaps you have kept, believing that you would never need to revisit them. But now it will be necessary, not to relive the pain, but to heal it once and for all. The angels show me that just as this person was trapped in silence and fear, you too, in some way, were trapped in doubt and insecurity. Perhaps you have asked yourself countless times if the problem was you, if you did something wrong, if you should have acted differently. But no, dear soul, you did exactly what you needed to do. You continued with your life, even without answers, and now life is presenting you with these answers. But this gift can only be fully enjoyed if it is received with a light heart, free of resentments, guilt, unnecessary burdens. That's why forgiveness is so important. Forgiving this person, forgiving yourself, forgiving the circumstances that made everything so difficult and at the same time so necessary, and know that in this process you will not be alone. The angels will be by your side, guiding each thought, each choice, each step. And they ask me to reinforce, you are stronger than you imagine. You survived this silence, you endured the absence, you overcame the doubt, and now you are ready to live love fully, truly, without hiding what you feel, without needing to guess what the other feels. The angels show me that this person, in revealing themselves, will also be freeing themselves. Because although we often believe that silence protects, it also imprisons. And she is tired of this prison. She needs to get out of this place. And she wants, above all, to come to you. But pay attention. The angels show me that this approach will not be done impulsively or disorderly. It will be a conscious, mature movement, the result of much reflection and a certainty that she now carries. You are the person she wants by her side. And even if she doesn't know how this feeling will be received, even if she has no guarantees, she has decided that she can no longer remain silent. This is the true power of love. It propels us even when we are afraid. And this person is allowing themselves to be propelled by you, by everything you represent, by everything that silently she has always felt. Dear soul, take a deep breath, because by allowing this revelation to happen, you will also be opening space to live something that, until now, seemed impossible. A true, sincere love, and above all, freed from all the ties that prevented it from flourishing in the past. But that's not all. There is still one last layer in this revelation, something that she has hidden not only from you, but even from herself. Do you want to know what else she is about to confess? Dear soul, up to this point you have already realized that this person, who for so long remained silent, now finds themselves facing an impasse that can no longer be ignored. The angels show me that there is something even deeper that she needs to reveal to you, and perhaps this is the most surprising aspect of this entire story. This person not only hid the love they feel, but also a silent fear that has accompanied them all this time. The fear of not being enough for you. Yes, dear soul, while you often wondered why they distanced themselves or why they remained silent, this person lived a terrible internal dilemma. They believed they were not capable of making you happy, that they could not meet your expectations, that they did not deserve the love of someone like you. And the angels show me that this fear did not arise out of nowhere. It was built over the years, fueled by painful experiences, past rejections, silent traumas that made them create this shell, this armor of silence and apparent indifference. In fact, every time they observed you, smiling, facing challenges, achieving things, instead of feeling inspired to get closer, they retreated even further, thinking, how can I enter the life of someone so strong, so complete? And so they remained, watching from afar, admiring, desiring, but paralyzed by fear. But now, dear soul, there is a greater force driving this person to move. The angels show me that they are going through a deep process of self-knowledge, of liberation from the limiting beliefs that kept them trapped for so long. And it is precisely this process that is allowing them to finally recognize not only the love they feel for you, but also their own worth, their own ability to offer something true, sincere, and profound. This is a very important moment because it marks not only the revelation of love, but also the breaking of a cycle of self-sabotage that this person has lived through for years. They are, little by little, moving from the position of someone who only observes to someone who chooses to act, who chooses to take risks, who chooses to live. And this, dear soul, is immense, because it is not just about a declaration of love, it is about a rebirth. And this rebirth is being driven by you. Yes, it was your presence, even from a distance, even in silence, that inspired this person to seek this transformation. The angels show me that in many moments they asked themselves, what would this woman do in this situation? And inspired by your example, by your strength, they gradually overcame their own fears and limits. Now they want to tell you, thank you for being even unknowingly my inspiration, and that is why this revelation that is to come will be so filled with emotion. Because it will not just be an I love you, but also a you help me find myself again. And there is something very beautiful in all of this. Because, without realizing it, you have already been by their side, supporting, strengthening, even from a distance, even in silence. Now the angels show me that this person wants to do the same for you. They want to be by your side, no longer as a silent spectator, but as a true partner, someone who walks alongside you, who supports you, who shares dreams and challenges. And here, dear soul, comes another important choice for you. Do you want this person to enter your life now, with this new version of themselves? Or do you prefer to keep things as they are? The angels tell me that, whatever your decision, it will be blessed. You have complete freedom to choose what makes the most sense for your heart at this moment. But they also show me that there is a very strong tendency for this reconnection to be deeply transformative, not only for them, but also for you. Because although you have strengthened yourself and learned to love yourself, you have also missed having someone by your side who truly sees you, who truly recognizes your worth, who is truly willing to share life in a sincere and full way. And this person now is willing. Before, they could not. Now, they want to. Before, they feared. Now, they choose. Erona API 429, Sem Details. Dear soul, you need to know that your ability to love, to perceive beyond the obvious, is a rare, precious gift, and it was this gift that kept this connection alive, even when it seemed like everything had ended. Now, the angels show me that this person wants, for the first time, to be truly seen, without masks, without barriers, without games. They want to present themselves to you as they are, with their imperfections, with their fears, but also with all their desire to love and be loved, and this movement will be beautiful. Because in doing so, they will not only be freeing themselves, but also offering you the opportunity to live a mature, conscious love built from truth. But here, the angels ask me to emphasize, this love will not be a repetition of the past. It will not be based on illusions, on idealized expectations, but on a real choice made from who you are today. And this is very important, because throughout this entire story, you both have changed. You have become stronger, more aware, more selective about who you want by your side. They have become braver, more open, more willing to face their own fear in the name of something they consider valuable. And it is precisely this new version of you that can now build something beautiful, true, and lasting. The angels show me that if you decide to live this love, it will be a relationship marked by authenticity, by partnership, by the conscious choice to be together, not out of necessity, but out of desire. And this, dear soul, is what makes everything even more special. Because love, when freely chosen, is always stronger, more beautiful, more fulfilling. But the angels also ask me to remind you, you do not have to accept this approach if you do not want to. The fact that this person is freeing themselves from their own fear and approaching you does not mean that you have an obligation to welcome them. You are free to choose what is best for your heart, and the angels guarantee, whatever your choice, you will be supported, guided, and blessed. Now, I want you to close your eyes for a moment. Imagine this person in front of you, looking into your eyes, holding your hands and saying, I admire you deeply. Thank you for inspiring me to be a better person. I want, if you allow, to walk by your side from now on. How do you feel about this scene? What does your heart say? Allow yourself to hear this answer, without judgments, without haste. This is a moment of deep inner listening, and know that the angels are by your side, whispering to your heart the wisdom needed to make the right choice. But you still do not know everything. There is a final revelation that this person needs to make, a truth that can forever transform the way you see this story. Do you want to know what it is? Dear soul, we have reached one of the most delicate and at the same time most liberating points of this message that the angels have asked me to transmit to you. So far, you have understood how much this person has observed you, admired you, and hidden behind walls built by fear and insecurity. But there is something even greater. The angels show me that this person has always believed that if they revealed what they felt, they could lose you definitively. Yes, dear soul. For a long time, they thought that the love they feel for you was paradoxically the greatest threat to the presence you have in their life. If I speak, they will distance themselves. This was, for years, the thought that prevented them from approaching. They preferred the painful comfort of observing you in silence, of maintaining a discreet presence, rather than risk losing the little contact, the little bond that, in some way, they still maintained with you. The angels show me that this choice was not rational. It was an emotional defense created from the painful experiences they have lived through, experiences that taught them, in a mistaken way, that expressing feelings is synonymous with rejection, with loss, with pain. And perhaps hearing this now, you feel a mix of compassion and sadness, because yes, this choice made her lose a lot of precious time by your side. But, at the same time, it was this very choice that made her mature, that made her realize little by little that silence does not protect, but imprisons. Now she finally understands that she can no longer continue living only in fantasy, only in idealization. She wants, needs to stand before you with all the vulnerability that this implies. And the angels show me that this revelation will be accompanied by a very sincere request. She will ask you that, even if you do not want to live in a relationship with her, at least do not completely distance yourself. Because the idea of losing your presence entirely is still something that deeply scares her. And this request will be made with her heart in her hand, with the humility of someone who knows she cannot demand anything, but who even so needs to express what she feels. Dear soul, this will be a moment of great sensitivity, because you will realize clearly that the love this person feels for you is not a whim, not a passing desire. It is a love built in silence, in admiration, in the discreet but constant presence she maintained over the years. And more, this love has transformed into something that she herself can no longer control. Therefore, the revelation she will make will in fact be a request for help. Help me to be someone who can finally live this love in a healthy way. And the angels show me that this request will not be made with such exact words, but it will be noticeable in her gaze, in the emotion of her voice, in the vulnerability she will express when seeking you out. Now, I want to guide you to another very special movement. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and imagine yourself saying to this person, with all serenity, I see you, I hear you, and I welcome what you have to say to me. Notice how this phrase, so simple, carries immense strength, because this is what this person needs, to be seen, to be heard, to be welcomed. She does not necessarily want you to love her back. She wants, above all, to be recognized as someone who, despite all her fears, finally chose to be true. And the angels show me that by making this move, this person will, for the first time, be breaking a pattern of self-sabotage that has accompanied her for years. She will be saying to herself and to the world, I deserve to live love, even if it is not reciprocated in the way I would like. And this, dear soul, is an act of immense courage. Therefore, the angels ask me to ensure that when this moment comes, you are prepared to welcome with compassion, with respect, with the serenity of someone who understands that love, often, is not about being together, but about allowing the other to be who they are. Now, I want you to know, the angels also see you. They see your strength, your sensitivity, your ability to love, and above all, your immense wisdom in dealing with situations as complex as this. And they ask me to tell you that you are prepared to listen, to welcome, to decide what you want to live from here on out. And more, they assure you that whatever your choice, you will be accompanied, protected, and spiritually supported in every step. Now, dear soul, if you feel that this message has resonated with you so far, write in the comments, "I am ready to listen to and welcome the truth that is revealed to me." This phrase is a commitment to your own emotional and spiritual evolution. And if this message has touched your heart, show your support with a "thank you so much" and help spread this chain of love to other people who, like you, are in need of this word of welcome. Now, returning to the message, the angels show me that after this person makes this revelation, something very beautiful will happen. She will feel, for the first time, a deep lightness, as if, finally, you could breathe freely, after years trapped in an emotional prison built by your own fear. And you will also feel this lightness, because even if you decide not to get closer, you will be certain that no word was left unsaid, no feeling unexpressed, no truth hidden. And that, dear soul, is liberating. But there is still one more revelation you need to know, something that this person may not even know they carry, but that the angels show me clearly. Do you want to know what it is? Dear soul, now that you have understood the essence of this deep and touching revelation, the angels show me that there is still a very important aspect you need to know, something that this person may not even know they carry within themselves, but that silently has always been present in every look, in every gesture of distance, in every choice marked by silence. They never knew how to receive love. Yes, dear soul, this person you so admired, who watched you in silence, who loved you from afar, carries an old wound, the difficulty of allowing themselves to be loved fully. And this is an essential point that the angels ask me to explain to you with great care and affection. Throughout their life, perhaps since childhood, love was something conditional, full of demands, expectations, exchanges. They learned that they needed to deserve love, that they needed to strive, to mold themselves, to fit in, to be accepted and welcomed. And this made them create, over time, an invisible protection, the belief that it is safer to love from afar than to expose themselves to the risk of not being loved in return. This was the true reason for their silence. It was not a lack of feeling, it was fear. Fear that by getting closer and revealing themselves, they would be rejected, or even worse, be loved in a way they wouldn't know how to receive. And here is the great paradox that the angels show me so clearly. This person loves you deeply, but they never knew how to feel worthy of that love. That's why they preferred to watch you, admire you, desire you from afar. Now, however, this cycle is coming to an end. They are finally beginning to understand that love is not something that is conquered, deserved, or paid for. Love simply is, and that they do have the right, yes, to live it fully, openly, truly. But for this to happen, it will be necessary for them to learn, perhaps for the first time in their life, to allow themselves to be loved. And here, dear soul, the angels show me something very beautiful. You can be the person who, with your sweetness, your strength, your ability to welcome, helps this person make this movement of opening up. But the angels are also very clear in saying, this is not your responsibility. It is not up to you to heal this wound. It is up to you only to choose, with awareness and self-love, whether or not you want to accompany this person in this process. And whatever your choice, it will be valid, it will be honored, it will be blessed. Now I want you to close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself saying to this person, you deserve to be loved. You don't need to prove anything to me. Notice how this phrase, so simple, is capable of dismantling the oldest, most rigid, most deep-rooted defenses. Because deep down, this is what they have always needed to hear. And perhaps they have never heard it. Dear soul, you have within you a light so strong, so welcoming, that it can be a safe space for those who, like this person, have always believed that love was a conquest, a struggle, an exchange. But now, with this revelation, with this meeting of souls that is about to happen, everything can change. The angels show me that by getting closer to you, this person will also be getting closer to themselves, to their true self, to that being who, despite the pains and fears, only wants to be loved and to love in a simple, pure, natural way. And this is a gift that you both can offer each other, the chance to live a real love, uncomplicated, without games, without defenses, without masks. But for this to happen, both of you will need to be willing to unlearn old patterns, to tear down walls, to loosen the ties that for so long have prevented this love from blossoming. And the angels show me that yes, you have this capacity. You have this strength. You have this opportunity before you now. So, dear soul, I want to invite you to make one more very special move. Close your eyes and imagine you and this person sitting face to face, holding hands, eyes fixed on each other. No words, just presence, the silent embrace of someone who has finally chosen to let love happen. Feel this scene, and notice how, in this space, there is no need for demands, for tests, for guarantees. There is only love, affection, true connection. Now the angels show me that you are ready to live this love, if you so choose. And they ask me to reinforce, you deserve to be loved fully, openly, truly. You deserve to receive what you have so often offered with such generosity to others. And this love is now within your reach, but there is one last step that needs to be taken, a move that can definitively transform this story. And this step will be revealed in the next section. Now, before we close this moment, I want you to write in the comments, I open myself to receive true love with lightness and trust. This phrase is a commitment to yourself, to your happiness, to your worthiness. And if this message touched your heart, if it made sense to you, show your support with a thank you so much and help spread this chain of love to other people who, like you, deserve to live a true and full love. Now, do you want to know what the last move this person will make is? The one that can, once and for all, change everything. Dear soul, we have reached the most important moment of this message. The last move, the one that this person who has observed you in silence for so long, who has carried hidden feelings, deep fears, and limiting beliefs, is about to make. The angels show me that after so long hiding their own essence, avoiding confrontation with what they feel and what they desire, this person will make the bravest decision of their life. They will come to you. Yes, dear soul, they will cross all fears, will overcome the barriers they have built over the years, and will finally stand before you with an open heart, with all vulnerability, with all emotion, with all the truth they carry. And this will not be an impulsive, reckless, desperate move. It will be a conscious, mature, decided move. They will have reflected a lot, will have gone through a deep internal process, will have confronted their own ghosts, will have finally understood that they can no longer live only in the shadow, in silence, in illusion. They will come to you not to demand, not to ask for anything, but simply to reveal themselves. And in this move, they will express, with words or gestures, perhaps even with tears, everything they have always wanted to say, but never had the courage. I have always loved you, always admired you, always desired to be by your side. But I was afraid, and I hid. Dear soul, the angels show me that this moment will be deeply emotional. You two will look into each other's eyes, and without many words needing to be said, you will know. Know that despite everything, despite time, distance, silence, the feeling has always been there, intact, true, just waiting for the right moment to emerge. And this moment is now. The angels show me that in coming to you, this person will also be freeing themselves. Because for years, they believed they needed to hide who they were, that they needed to protect themselves from love, that they needed to distance themselves from everything that could make them suffer. But now they know what really made them suffer was precisely the silence, the absence, the distance they themselves created. And that's why she'll approach you with all the honesty of someone who has finally learned that loving is indeed a risk, but it's a risk worth taking. And you, dear soul, will have the power to decide what you want to do with this approach. Do you want to welcome it? Do you want to start over? Do you simply want to thank her and go your own way? No matter what your choice may be, the angels tell me it will be, above all, liberating. Because now there are no more doubts, no more assumptions, no more silent anguish. Now there is truth. And the truth, even when it hurts, is always a relief, always a path to healing, to liberation. The angels show me that from this encounter, your love life will enter a new phase, a phase marked by authenticity, maturity, clarity, because you, dear soul, are no longer the same as before. You have learned throughout this entire process to value yourself, to respect yourself, to put yourself first, and that is exactly why now you are ready to live a true love without fears, without masks, without games. Now I want to invite you to one more very important step. Close your eyes and imagine yourself sometime in the future looking back and realizing that everything, absolutely everything, made sense. The silence, the waiting, the doubts, the tears, the nights of anguish, everything was a process that prepared you to be who you are today, a strong, wise woman, aware of her own worth, open to true love, but without giving up her own essence. And the angels ask me to remind you never to forget this. You deserve to be loved fully, openly, sincerely. You deserve to be chosen, not as an option, but as a priority. And now, with this revelation, with this final step from this person, you will finally have the opportunity to experience this. But before ending this message, I want to ask you to write in the comments, I allow myself to live a true love with trust and fullness. This sentence is a commitment to your happiness, to your freedom, to your choice not to accept less than you deserve. And more, if this message touched your heart, if it helped you, inspired you, strengthened you, like and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring content. And also, share this message with someone you know who needs to hear this. Now, dear soul, the angels show me that after this encounter, after this revelation, after this final step, you will experience a deep peace. The peace of someone who finally knows the truth. The peace of someone who can finally choose with awareness and self-love. The peace of someone who has finally freed themselves from all the ties that prevented full happiness. And that's why I want to end this message by saying, if this message resonated with you and your situation, write in the comments, I accept true love with gratitude and lightness. Share your experiences in the comments. If you liked this video, like and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring content. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.